OpenAI's biggest bet yet: why ChatGPT could soon become the app that replaces half your digital life. This is bigger than a new ChatGPT feature. Most people still think of ChatGPT as a place where you ask questions and receive answers. That mental model is rapidly becoming outdated. Reports suggest OpenAI is planning its largest ChatGPT overhaul since launch, transforming it into a much broader superapp that combines conversation, coding, AI agents, and productivity tools under one roof. Machine learning and artificial intelligence. The significance is easy to miss. On the surface, it sounds like another software update. Underneath, it signals a much more ambitious goal, moving ChatGPT from being a tool you occasionally visit to becoming the primary environment where work actually happens. The superapp strategy explained. The concept of a superapp is simple. Instead of forcing users to jump between multiple products, services, and interfaces, everything lives inside a single ecosystem. Reports indicate OpenAI wants ChatGPT, coding products, AI agents, and other capabilities to operate as one integrated experience. This is not merely about convenience. The more tasks users complete inside a single platform, the more valuable that platform becomes. Messaging apps became social networks. Social networks became media platforms. Now, AI assistants are attempting to become digital operating systems. If OpenAI succeeds, users may spend less time switching between browsers, coding environments, search engines, research tools, planning apps, and productivity software. The AI becomes the interface connecting everything together. Why coding is suddenly at the center? One of the most revealing details in recent reports is the emphasis on coding tools and agent-based systems. OpenAI appears increasingly focused on products that generate measurable business value rather than purely experimental consumer experiences. That makes strategic sense. Coding has emerged as one of the clearest commercial use cases for modern AI. Businesses can directly measure productivity gains, cost reductions, and development speed improvements. Unlike entertainment-focused AI products, coding assistants generate obvious economic returns. The implication is significant. OpenAI may no longer view ChatGPT primarily as a conversational assistant. Instead, it may see it as a workforce multiplier capable of producing code, conducting research, managing workflows, analyzing information, and completing increasingly complex tasks with limited human intervention. The real prize is agentic AI. The phrase AI agent appears repeatedly in discussions about the future direction of the industry. The reason is straightforward. A chatbot waits for instructions. An agent completes objectives. That distinction could define the next decade of artificial intelligence. Reports suggest OpenAI executives increasingly see the future centered around agents capable of performing tasks such as scheduling, research, planning, coding, and execution, rather than simply answering questions. This represents a fundamental shift in how people interact with computers. Instead of learning software, navigating menus, and managing dozens of applications, users describe outcomes and allow AI systems to handle the complexity underneath. The technology is not fully there yet, but the direction of travel is becoming increasingly clear. Why competition is driving the acceleration? The AI market is no longer the one-company show it appeared to be in late 2022. Competition has intensified dramatically. Reports indicate OpenAI's reorganization is partly designed to strengthen its position against rivals pursuing similar enterprise and agent-focused strategies. That competitive pressure matters because it changes incentives. When companies compete aggressively, they stop optimizing for interesting demonstrations and start optimizing for adoption, retention, and revenue. The result is often faster product development, clearer commercial priorities, and more aggressive expansion into adjacent markets. The superapp strategy reflects exactly that kind of competitive pressure. OpenAI appears to be consolidating rather than expanding. Instead of launching endless standalone products, it is attempting to build a single destination where users can accomplish nearly everything. The future of work may depend on this bet. The most important aspect of this story is not the software itself. It is what the software represents. For decades, knowledge work has been fragmented. Emails lived in one place. Documents lived somewhere else. Research happened in browsers. Coding occurred in separate environments. Planning happened inside productivity tools. AI changes that equation because language becomes the universal interface. If an AI can understand goals, access information, write code, conduct research, analyze documents, create content, and execute workflows, the traditional boundaries between applications begin to disappear. That possibility explains why so many technology companies are racing towards similar visions. The winner does not simply gain users. The winner becomes the central layer through which users interact with the digital world. Why this matters more than most people realize. The phrase, ChatGPT redesign, sounds relatively ordinary. The reality may be far more consequential. What appears to be a product overhaul is actually a strategic attempt to redefine how people use computers. The shift from chatbot to superapp is not about aesthetics or interface design. It is about ownership of the next computing platform. The companies that dominated the internet controlled search, operating systems, browsers, social networks, and smartphones. The companies that dominate the AI era may control something even more powerful, the layer that sits between humans and every digital task they perform. That is why OpenAI's reported superapp plans deserve attention. This is not merely another update. It may be the opening move in the battle to define the future of work itself.